Hello, Mr. Pontes. So, here we go. You can see we're getting very solid numbers out of the watch now. It was. Let me do this. Put this over here. It was deeply worn. It was deeply worn, but it looks a lot different now than when I got it in because it's clean, which it wasn't obviously clean before. So it's a much happier and shinier watch now. It had a lot of miles on it. It was, but it needed love. I can't really complain about it. We can talk cosmetics. I'm just sitting here. I'm looking at it. Talking to you, and I'm looking at the numbers. 283. That's fantastic for a 6309. Great stuff. Hold on. Let's put this over here. This is just doesn't want to behave with me. So what I'm going to do, I'm not a fan of having watches open if I can possibly avoid it once I've cleaned them. So I'm actually going to need to go back in and just check this over to make sure that everything is absolutely as clean as possible. But there it is. It looks fantastic. It looks great. This new old stock handset is just, it does everything. Once I cleaned up the dial, and your dial had like these little salt crystals that got sucked out of the lume by the water that was in there. But the nice thing is that they're water soluble. So when the underlying dial is okay, it's possible for me to very gently clean the dial, and they just go away, which is great. And then you have this original new old stock handset in here, which is old genuine Seiko, and it looks like nothing ever happened. So that's a really nice thing to have. Like I said, your watch was incredibly worn. There are your, let me move this down here. There are your spring bars, of course, are here. But your watch, it is, I can't remember the last time I had to replace all 4 wheels in the train. I can't remember the last time that happened. Because these just had all this crazy lash, because their pinions are worn top bottom, so the wheels are going up and down like this, which they should not have done. And obviously not only that, but I had to replace the bushing for the top of the 4th wheel, which is the bushing that sits in top of, the bushing that this sits in there like that. But that was worn. It's all abraded and gnarly. Your seals, your original crown seal. There are your seals. Very exciting stuff. There's your original crystal, which had this crazy haze on it. And again, here are your hands. And I thank you very much for being willing to donate these. It's great. I love using original worn parts that match other watches. And I have a 6309 that was deeply damaged, and the hands were destroyed. And I like using original parts if I can get my hands on it. And so what's nice, they'll go into one of my own watches. Anyway, I'm happy with it. I hope you'll be happy with it. You said it'll be good for another 25 years. It's going to need service more soon than that. Service intervals are 5 years. So, but you need to service it whenever you feel like it needs service. We don't want it to get to the point, again, where it's as worn as it was before, because 25 years from now, I don't know. These parts are already hard to find. So we want to make sure we get this in here. You asked about going swimming with this watch. I don't warranty for immersion. I don't even test for immersion, and immersion invalidates my warranty. Part of the reason I do this is because I would have to carry liability insurance if I guaranteed resistance. Yes, all the seals are new. Your old seals were just junk. This thing is a flat. So I think it's supposed to be round, fat and round like a donut. Look at how flattened it is. That wasn't doing anything. Your watch has all new seals in it. Now, the case is clean, but I cannot guarantee immersion. And if any water gets in, even atmospheric moisture gets in, this beautiful new old stock handset, it'll be ruined, and there will be no replacements. So, you got the very last set of new old stock hands that I have. My strong recommendation is to just, if you need a watch to go into water, G-Shocks are fantastic and they're indestructible. You get the right tool for the job. This is a trophy. It's a wonderful watch. It's an amazing watch. Going into water is like playing Russian roulette with this watch, and eventually the watch will lose. So it's for me, I never ever ever take my watches into water if I can do it. I mean, I have this. It's one of the new SRP watches. I bought this for my son who's due to be born now any day, because all my kids get Seikos from me that they'll get when they're old enough. This watch is 200 meters water resistance. I have taken in the water. I went to the ocean. We went on vacation, and I brought it into the water, but I had to really make myself do that. It makes me nervous. My habit is to always remove watches when I get near water or in water. And I suggest that that would be a good habit to cultivate with this wonderful watch that I put so much work into for you. It's a great watch. It's a great watch. With care and with love, it will live for a very long time. Thank you so much, William.